My name is Wiebke Weiler. I'm the Sustainability Manager of Constellium's Packaging and Automotive Rolled Products business unit. And I joined Constellium in 2019 as a maintenance engineer. And since 2 years now, I'm working as the Sustainability Manager. And before I joined Constellium, I worked in various engineering roles in the aerospace and the automotive industry. The topic of recycled content calculation is complex. There are multiple definitions of recycled content that are not aligned and not compatible with each other. Constellium has a long experience in recycled content accounting and an in-depth understanding of many different methodologies. Based on the extended experience and knowledge, we believe that the approach that I'm going to describe is the best possible approach. It considers account auditability and transparency. It also ensures recognition of efforts to establish recycling closed loops, especially with customers. It's important for us to be transparent, accountable, and to build trust. Recycled content is defined in ISO 14021 and refers to the proportion by mass of recycled material in a given product. The concept of recycled content itself is quite straightforward. However, when calculating recycled content, difficulties arise from two main aspects. One, what defines the considered product? Meaning, which production stages are being considered as calculation boundaries for the recycled content. Setting the correct calculation boundary is important because recycled content can differ at slab level, at coil or sheet level, or at final product level. Two, what defines recycled material? Recycled material is defined in ISO 14021. ISO 14021 distinguishes between pre-consumer scrap and post-consumer scrap, where post-consumer scrap is usually scrap that comes from an end of life of a product, such as a used beverage can, and pre-consumer scrap is scrap that was diverted from a manufacturing process, and it excludes scrap that can be reused in the same process. The issue with ISO 14021 is that it lacks clarity, especially in defining what is the same process. This can lead to multiple interpretations as to what can be defined as pre-consumer material. This leads to inconsistent recycled content calculations depending how production steps are being defined. Clearer definitions and transparent boundaries are needed. This ensures reliable and comparable recycled content data. Constellium's recycled content calculation methodology is based on mass balance, meaning total allocated scrap must not exceed total scrap input. Realism. Recycled content allocation must reflect feasible physical flows based on metallurgy. Transparency. Clear communication of methodology, assumptions, and boundaries. Constellium defines pre-consumer scrap as scrap generated downstream of the calculation boundary. This includes scrap from customers and scrap from finishing processes. It excludes internal scrap from casting, rolling, or extrusion processes, if reused within the same integrated process. These are considered runaround scrap and are not counted as recycled content. An example for runaround scrap is the head and tail that we cut off from a rolling slab. This type of runaround scrap will go back to the cast house where it will be remelted to become a new slab. As this is an integrated process, it is clearly not counted as pre-consumer scrap and therefore is not counted as recycled content. To calculate recycled content, we use a mass balance formula. This formula is defined as net scrap input divided by total shipments. Net scrap is the scrap input minus any losses that can occur during recycling or remelting operations and minus any scrap that we may have sold. If we buy slabs or billets with recycled content and the source of this recycled content is trusted, we may use it in our calculation. If not, we will treat the slab or the billet as 100% primary metal with 0% recycled content. We use a mass balance methodology because full traceability is not practical. The mass balance approach allows for auditable and realistic recycled content calculations. It also supports closed-loop recycling with customers. We ensure reliability of our data by using auditable purchasing data, by applying mass flow consistency checks, avoiding crediting recycled content across periods, and by ensuring recycled content values respect methodological constraints. When we allocate recycled content to products, we base it on the scrap type and on alloy constraints to ensure that the allocation is realistic. If a customer sends back scrap to us on a closed-loop agreement, this scrap is allocated back directly to that customer. This contribution of closed-loop customer scrap is being added to the general recycled content baseline. The recycled content baseline is built by the market scrap that we buy. As an example, if we buy used beverage cans on the market, this will add to the recycled content baseline of the alloy 3104. If a customer sends back scrap that fits this alloy in a metallurgical way, we can add this recycled content to the baseline, leading to an even higher recycled content calculation for this specific customer. We share recycled content data with our customers through detailed information sheets that show how the recycled content data was calculated. These documents contain the share of pre- and post-consumer scrap in the recycled content data. For post-consumer scrap, it's important to note that we will only account for post-consumer scrap if the scrap is post-consumer by nature, such like a UBC, a used beverage can, or if we have proof that the origin of this scrap is from a post-consumer source. If we cannot prove that it's post-consumer scrap, we will treat it as pre-consumer scrap to avoid overestimating. To ensure transparency and clarity towards our customers, we include all assumptions and all calculation boundaries in the information sheet that we provide to our customers. Our recycled content data and communication are verified by third parties against ISO 14021 and ISO 14026. The key drivers for Constellium are transparency, accountability, and trust. Our methodology of calculating recycled contents aligns with these key values. We recognize the complexity of this topic, which is why it is a key priority for us to help our customers navigate through it.